debates. Now, the All Progressives Congress in April officially endorsed the selection of Prince Nicholas Ukachukwu as the party's flag bearer for the November 8, 2025 gubernatorial poll in Anambra State. This is to the dismay of others who feel the primary was not fair. Ukachukwu scored 1,455 votes to defeat his closest rival, Valentine Ozigbo, who scored 67 votes. John Bosco Onunkwuo scored 26 votes and Edozie Madu scored 8 votes. However, Ozigbo has petitioned the party's appeals committee over the conduct of the exercise. Mr. Ozigbo, who defected to the APC from the Labour Party, said in a statement that the APC governorship primary was a fraud and a charade. Well, joining us on the show to discuss his stance on the conduct of APC primaries in Anambra State is Valentine Ozigbo, APC governorship aspirant in Anambra State. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning,
Good to have you in studio.
Thank you.
Well, quickly, what are your grievances about the April 5 primary, gubernatorial primary of the APC in Anambra State? You have said you want all the parties involved to swear on the Bible. To some people, that would sound like mumbo jumbo. But you also say that Governor Soludo is the one behind Nicholas Ukachukwu, sponsoring him to destabilize the APC. Now, what proofs do you have?
Thank you so much, Dr. Abati. You know me very well. When we started this journey in 2021, you were there at the debates, and you saw how everything panned out eventually. I, thank God, more or less defeated Soludo in that debate, and we won for the main election. And over this trajectory, going from PDP to Labour, you can say a bit about me. I am somebody who is carefully, very purposeful, in politics, because I understand the importance of political leadership. That is the only option we have to redeem ourselves as a nation, as a country. And therefore, I like to insist that things are done properly in anywhere I find myself. And this is the reason why I was dismayed by what has happened over the period from the delegate congress that we conducted in APC in Anambra State, where all of a sudden we saw a list of delegates who were actually not members of the party. I wrote about this to the appeal committee of the delegate congress, and then we wanted to go into the primary process on April 5th. And of course, even if you're not taking my own verdict, look at what happened, how 3 other prominent aspirants withdrew from the race. Why has anybody really bothered to investigate why? Because they were frustrated. The process was totally unfair. Just the morning of the Congress, another list emanated from nowhere. At some point, they actually abandoned every list whatsoever. Why not just allow a free and fair process? Whoever imagines, okay, I lost 2021 election to Soludo. I didn't go to court. I didn't challenge him. Why am I fighting? Because the process is deeply unfair. And I don't think we're doing ourselves any right to just fold our hands. The reason Nigeria hasn't progressed, and when we see in the face of wrong, the so-called good people keep quiet or don't do enough. And I refuse to be part of that going forward. And that's why I said to the appeal committee of a party, these things are wrong, and they needed to be revisited. And it was totally jettisoned. And then I had to go to court. Now, what I'm contending in court is basically to say that Nicholas is not even qualified in the first instance to stand for the primary. And I will prove that in court, and we'll go through the process. And then, yes, I made an allegation that Soludo has a hand in what is going on in APC. I say that authoritatively. I know meetings have been held. I have my intelligence. And sometimes you can't really evidence this via any proof. But I can tell you my intelligence are very strong. And that's why I went to the extent of saying, if this requires us getting ourselves into any place with religious leadership, I'm happy to make myself available. And I will tender what I can consider a concrete evidence. Now, here's the point here. Soludo is scared of having me on the ballot. It's not the first time I'm making this allegation. And Nicholas Ukachukwu became a willing tool. He's just comfortable being, and over time you're going to see this play out. I mean, look at what has happened so far. He became candidate, and what has happened? Many people are deserting APC, from ward chairmanship to local government chairmanship. Executives of the party from at least 5 local governments now have abandoned the party to join other parties. They'll just basically say, I'm out of this, because they are totally disenchanted with what has happened. And this is why we need to draw attention of our leadership, particularly, Mr. President, that allowing this to fester, we will deeply weaken and hurt APC for a longer time. And that's why I need to protest.
Okay, well, Governor Soludo has had some people respond to this, and they've said that APC doesn't even exist in Anambra State as far as they're concerned, that APGA is the dominant party. But I want to focus on your involvement in all of this, because the last time we spoke to you, you said you have no regrets about moving from Labour to the APC.
Correct.
But some people are insisting and saying, well, you scuttled your political will. So you can't cry foul, because you had great political support and will at the Labour Party, and a lot of people didn't endorse your movement to the APC. Nicholas Ukachukwu said you didn't move with people. When you moved, you moved alone. So who did you expect to support you in the APC if you didn't garner enough will within the APC? Your political will was in the Labour Party. What's your take on some of these perspectives?
First and foremost, do a little bit of check on some of the people talking, so you know what to pick from what they're saying. I joined APC from Labour Party, and I've made my case very clear. I didn't just leave Labour Party. I've made analogies of what I think about these parties in Nigeria, where they're a case of 2 knives in Ogina's house, where the one that is sharp hasn't got a head. The one that has head is not sharp. And so you've got to do your checks and take certain decisions for the posterity, for the future. Labour Party is not exactly what people think they are. I made my case that, unfortunately, it's almost in its dying days. And over time, people are going to see this, can see how a lot of people are leaving the party. And there's hardly any elected member of the party that I've spoken to that is intending to run for his re-election under the same platform. So Labour Party, for me, is in the past. I took a decision to go into APC, not because I'm here to justify all the actions of APC. I'm here rather as a catalyst for change, to say that if this is the only option we have today, then some good people need to go in there and become the agent of change. And I want to see myself as one of those agents. And that's why I moved. And when I moved, it became the top trendy topic of the time, even up to this very moment. And so for anybody to say that I went into APC without supporters is laughable. As a matter of fact, when I was on a sister channel, I said to them, I was invited by almost all the TV stations to talk about why I moved. But Nicholas moved just a month before me, and nobody recognized that he even moved. Nobody did. So I went in there with huge momentum, and I'm already adding value to APC. A lot of people don't actually detest APC of the past in Anambra State. My moving into APC changed the trajectory. And here's the point I'm making here. There's somewhere these things are coming from. There's this allegation that, okay, maybe Mr. President wants Soludo to come back because he sees him as opponent of P2B, and therefore there's some understanding. And I'm saying to everyone, even if that is correct, that is an inferior proposition. Soludo must have gone to whoever and to say that, like they're saying now, APC is weak. His problem is Labour. And so support me in APGA so that I will come back, because you don't want Labour to win Anambra State. Okay, come on. APC is weak. Labour is strong. Who in Labour? Valentine Ozigbo. By me leaving Labour to join APC, APC is strong today. And the only time, and this is why I'm fighting this battle, because if you go to the real people in APC, they will understand the battle I'm fighting. I don't want this type of deal where Soludo is APGA in the afternoon and APC in the night. And so you create a confusion You're not strengthening the party. You're not helping anybody. And so why don't we, if you want to be a man, be a man. If you want to be a woman, be a woman. If Soludo wants to be APGA, be APGA. Be proud of your APGA. APGA is in the past. I have made another allegation that I actually defeated Soludo in his APGA with PDP, relatively, without state support, federal support. And I know what happened in that election. And that's why my own DG became his advisor a few days after my election. We know what happened. Anambra people know what happened. If I am on the ballot, particularly on APC, Soludo is gone. He knows that. And that is why they will do anything. They will gang up as much as they can to make sure I am not on the ballot. But they're going to lose because by the grace of God in court, I'm going to prove my case.
I'm getting a little confusion here. Maybe you can bring clarity. You said you didn't go to court after the last election. Now you're saying you won. You know what happened. Maybe if you know what happened, why didn't you go to court to challenge the last election so you don't even number one? Number two, the question a lot of people are asking is that you have moved around a lot. You can't say you are different from them, but they see you as a journeyman politician. You've gone from PDP, probably God only knows what happened in PDP, that you left, you went to Labour. Labour was the best thing since sliced bread and all of that, because all of this you're saying, probably in a scenario where Peter Obi was elected president, probably you would not have left. You will have stayed back and enjoyed the largesse because nobody works so hard and leave. And the question they're asking is, do you have a problem with Peter Obi? Because the truth is, everybody will have thought, and in fact there was a zeitgeist around that then, that you were automatically going to be the Labour Party candidate in the next election in Anambra State, because they knew the elections were coming forth, and those were the fillers we're getting. But what happened all of a sudden? Do you have a problem with Peter Obi? Do you still talk to him? Are you still in good terms as of today? A lot of people will have thought that with you serving the way you served in the Labour, why was there a need to leave when you can also extend that goodwill you claim you have in the Labour Party and build a lot of traction? So I'm asking you, is there a problem between Valentine Ozigbo and Peter Obi as we speak today? When last did you speak to him? What's the relationship like?
So let me start off with the movement. I moved from PDP. I was the candidate of PDP, and we all know what happened in 2023, 22 basically, when we tried to reconcile issues around PDP, create the committees on zoning and all of that, and PDP mismanaged. That's actually where the biggest problem started from. And a lot of people got disenchanted. And when Peter Obi left for Labour Party, I had to go there to support him because I believed in his candidacy. And I put in my very best to see that we succeed in that election. But history can tell how that has ended. Now, moving from Labour to APC is not without justification. And I would like not to be brushed with every other person making their movement. People move for different reasons. I am totally disenchanted with how Labour has evolved over time since after that 2023. And I played my own active role to see that we stopped the bleeding. We lost every election, and the leadership issue continued, and there were litigation issues such that it wouldn't have even made sense for anybody to want to run under Labour Party. For instance, if I started the process with Abure as an aspirant in Labour Party and Supreme Court sacks Abure, like we're seeing now, then everything you would have done would have been null and void. So it wouldn't make sense for me, who would want to rescue Anambra people, to waste my time in a party with that level of uncertainty. And these are part of the reason I've given out that why I had to leave Labour Party to join APC. And still, I don't have any regrets because in APC, I believe my value will be more appreciated. The impact I'm going to make will be more valued. Now, talking about...
But your value wasn't appreciated in APC because you had a
Nicholas
Ukachukwu
that it will not because of
that has taken you out of the equation.
Not yet. Wait and see.
Not yet, okay. But and regards your argument for Labour, a false platform, I've not seen any litigation against Mogalu that emerged the Labour Party candidate. You can tell me if there's any. I've not seen anyone as such. But make your point.
There's a whole lot going on there. As a matter of fact, Nenadi Usman has Judo Menajego and Nigerian Bachu as their de facto candidates as of today. Maybe they are placeholders, maybe they are not. But the point I'm making is that there are already multiple primaries in Labour Party. You need to check further. So Moghalu is already pleading to see how he can get into the other camp where he did not conduct the primary. And then talking to different people. So there's a whole lot of confusion there. Now, about P2B, I've responded to this severally. I don't have anything personally against relationship. If I said to you it's been the way it has always been, I'll be lying to you because I'm in a different party today.
So things are not good between you guys again?
Sorry?
Things are not good between you and Peter Obi?
I wouldn't say that. He's a very
because
civilized...
you were one of his lieutenants. You know, I saw you everywhere with Peter Obi when he was running for president.
Yes.
And that's why it's very instructive. You were one of his, can I use the word lieutenant or Batman? You know,
Correct.
if I can use
Correct.
that word.
Correct.
So, but things are no longer good amongst you guys again?
It's here. Rufai...
What did he do to you?
No, hold on a second, Rufai. Here's the point you need to understand. P2B is in Labour Party having this conversation around coalition, talking about 2027. Valentine Ozigbo is in APC, talking about 2025. We have different objectives right now. And that's why I had to take my own part. Nothing uncivilized about relationship.
No, the question is, what did Peter Obi do to you? In relationship interplay, something must have happened to trigger it. What did Peter Obi do to you? Because you were his body, but you were his Batman. You were his part of his walking entourage, and that should mean for something. So what did he do to you?
Here's the point. When you discover a party you are part of, Labour Party, I have a problem with Labour Party. And by extension, I would expect P2B to have also taken certain preemptive steps to deal with some of these issues in Labour Party, which maybe has its reasons not to have handled the way I would have expected. But I don't want to be part of what I can consider now a failing enterprise. So I had to move on. So it has nothing to do with... You
felt you didn't defend your interest enough in the Labour Party?
It's not about defending my interests. It's actually about keeping the right process for the right persons to emerge. I would expect Labour Party to be better handled, better led than what I'm seeing today.
You feel he's not leading Labour Party better? That's what you feel? You feel he's not being a good leader of the Labour Party?
Rufai, I have a very civilized relationship with Peter.
Can we make progress? And it's as follows. Now, about a month ago, I was part of the panel that interviewed Governor Soludo of Anambra State. And he's very confident about what he has done for the people of Anambra State. And he said categorically that Anambra is an APGA state and that the people of Anambra are not going to even look at another party. Now, one other leader in APGA, Anambra, also said that APC does not even exist in Anambra. So that it wouldn't even make sense for Governor Soludo to be funding an APC candidate and getting involved in the problem in the APC. So in terms of chances, do you even think that the APC can take the governorship from Governor Soludo, who seems to be, well, from what I saw, very popular with the people? So what actually was your calculation? Because some people have said, Ozigbo, he wants to be the candidate in a party so that he knows he will lose, and if he loses, at least he will be noticed by Abuja, and they will give him something. Is that what this is all about? I'm quoting one of the things, some members of Labour Party even said, yes.
Dr. Bati, from the little you know about me, you can also attest that I'm not a transactional politician. I can't be bought. I am extremely very serious and purposeful about what I do. Governor Soludo knows that with me as candidate of APC, he will not stand a chance to win the election. You see, there are facts to back this up. Some months ago, somebody went on social media. It's not a real poll, and we've actually done some other real polls. Who would you like to have as your next governor? I was at 90th percentile. Soludo was at less than 10. It's not about rhetorics. is honestly about how you make people feel. Under Soludo, we've had more deaths than all the other governors combined under his leadership. Quote me. And under him, we've had the level of...
Where's your statistics for that, please? You need to back up with facts. You say you have more deaths under him. According to what source, please?
Actually, there are plenty. In fact, I'm going to share a document.
You can quote the source.
I'm going to share a document that some civil society group produced that run into volumes. And recently, a sister channel, Akintemi's channel, ran a series on insecurity in Anambra.
That's News Central.
News Central, correct. Now, here's the point I'm making. That alone, and it's not just about those deaths, it's also about the arrogance that goes with leadership style, how you make people feel. And you can, it doesn't take much really to award a contract and build roads, and which some of that is doing. And part of it because he is also feeling the pressure from opposition. So APC may in the past may not be such a big factor in Anambra State. Not anymore. Not anymore in Anambra State. And APGA has been going this way. That's the truth of the matter. Check trend analysis, do your own investigation, and let's have this conversation, a debate further. And I wish there would be a chance for me to be on another debate with Governor Soludo, and we will discuss this and back these things, and let's speak face to face. I'm saying to you that I am pretty confident that with me as candidate, APC would win Anambra and would win the heart, not just win the vote, because it's not about the idea of being declared winner. Win the heart of Anambra people, and that's what I can promise.
All right.
Well, thank you very much. Great pleasure to have you on the program.
Thank you.